had some big fights already, but, main event, that sort of thing. But this, being on this massive pay-per-view, 3 title fights, does it feel like a big fight for you?
Former title challenger, the 3rd in a row. It's amazing. And fighting Thiago, it's a great opportunity to me to show the UFC that I'm coming for the title.
Was there any part of you, I know you would never wish anything bad on another fighter, but was there any part of you that thought, maybe I'll sneak in and fight Jan this week, something will happen to Adesanya, or maybe the card will get changed up? These times are crazy right now.
Yes, of course. I had it in my mind, and my coaches told me also, with this COVID thing, maybe you're going to step up. And I say, okay, perfect. I'm going to do it, I'm going to be ready for 5 rounds. I did a hell of a camp and ready to go.
Did you spend any part of your training kind of getting ready for Jan or no?
Yeah, we did always, sometimes we put an extra round, you never know, So, but then when I wrote on the interviews that Glover was going to be the backup, then I told myself, okay, the chance is going to be very low to get a fight,
So you talk about Maheta, former title challenger. A lot of people think he beat Jon Jones, but he has had 2 losses in a row now. So what do you make of him? Do you feel like he's still that same guy that almost beat Jon Jones?
Yes, Santos came out with in the fight against Jones with 2 broken knees, I would say, and he did surgery on both of those, and he did a long layoff. And I know how does it feel, because I had also 2 knee surgeries, and I know how long does it take to heal. Not only you can be the physical part can get it done really early, but the mental part gonna be long. And then the fight against Glover, you saw in that fight a little bit ring rust. It's still dangerous. He dropped Glover 2 or 3 times, I don't know, and then Glover finished him. And I'm expecting now a motivated Santos, because he lost the last 2 in a row, and he's gonna come forward with some, capoeira things, flying knee jumps, But anyways, I'm ready for him.
You used the word dangerous, and I was going to ask you, up at the top of the light heavyweight division, you guys are all monsters, but is he one of the most dangerous guys up there?
Everybody's dangerous. He has his strong sides, and he has also his weaknesses, like all of those guys has. We're going to find out on Saturday.
And I wonder, do you feel like this is a moment? I know it's your career, but this feels like the light heavyweight division may be changing. You look at guys like you, Prohaska, Ankalaev. Do you feel like this is kind of a moment where you're getting this switch, basically this new generation?
Absolutely. The new era is coming, and we are those guys that you named, and the other guys, they're like under 30 or 30. So I'm 29, and soon we are gonna take over, and one of those guys gonna fight for the title.
Last thing for me, you said former title challenger 3 in a row. You win this fight. Do you feel like people need to be talking about you as for the title next?
Absolutely. I need to make a great performance on Saturday, and like I do always, I need to let the UFC know that I'm coming for the title, and I want it so bad.
Do you think there's an advantage in fighting on the same card as the title fight, because it puts you guys together in the eyes of the UFC?
Absolutely. I think maybe the UFC put it in purpose. So anyways, I win against Santos, and I'm going to be like first row seating and watching, pay attentionally, and it's a very good move from the UFC.
Do you have a preference for which guy wins that title on Saturday?
My thoughts are 50-50, but I think if it goes to the distance, Adesanya gonna win, and I think if it comes to the clinch and grappling area, Jan gonna take this in his favor. He's a strong dude, and he's gonna be probably had more weight, more weight than Israel. So let's see how Israel defend those takedowns and everything else. And
which would you rather fight?
Honestly, I would like to fight Israel. He's a bigger name. All the respect to Jan, he's the champion. He's a bigger name, and he's the middleweight champion. To fight him and to win against him and take all his legacy would be great.
Well, thank you.
Alex, right here. You grew up playing soccer, as many people in your part of the world do. That's obviously still king, the sport of soccer, football. But what's the trend you're seeing as far as MMA in Central Europe? Are there more kids training in it now?
I'm still on it, to make MMA popular in the country where I live, in Vienna, Austria. My roots are from Serbia. I mean, the former Yugoslavia, and the MMA is there quite big, and I think after this win and when I get a title, it's gonna be huge there, and I'm really working forward to make MMA great in Austria, and not only in Austria, in whole Europe. Like for example, Conor did to Ireland.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Like, obviously, you're fighting to get the belt, and individual accolades and individual recognition. But how important is it to you to kind of show people in your your part of the world that a fighter from this area can become UFC champion?
It's very important because the people in Austria still think when they see MMA, and they still think it's a brutal sport, a bloody sport. I mean, they don't even know that it's a sport. They say it's fighting, but it's the hardest sport in the world. You need to do so many things. You need to train so many things, so many other sports to get into the octagon, and thus they didn't even realize now. Sorry, and I took this on my shoulders, and I want to make the sport big there. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Welcome.
Aleksandar right here. We're hearing that Adesanya, he's talking about, I could win the 205 title Saturday and then go up to heavyweight, maybe fight Stipe or John Jones. If that were to happen, what do you think should happen at 205?
They should put an interim title as soon as possible then, because you cannot defend 3 titles in a row. You cannot defend. I mean, you cannot defend middleweight, light heavyweight, and then going for the heavyweight. I mean, we are guys waiting, for our shot, and this would be disrespectful for us.
And for that interim title, you and Glover, or do you think it should be another
Yes, of course.
fight?
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Glover's actually weighing in on Friday to serve as the backup. Was that offered to you at all to serve as, because he said he didn't want to fight. He only wants to fight for the title.
Yeah, no, never. I saw it on the media that Glover is going to be a backup fighter, and before that, like I said, I was still hoping something has happened. I'm going to step in, but then I saw this, and yeah, it's a good move from the UFC, and all hats off of Glover. He deserved the title shot. He's the #1 contender, But after I beat Santos on Saturday in spectacular form, the UFC need to give an eye on me.
Aleksandar, in terms of danger and finishing ability between opponents you fought so far, do you think that Thiago Santos is the most dangerous out of everyone you fought?
Yeah, probably. He's very dangerous, with his kicks, his strikes. He's very explosive, and I had some dangerous guys also, like Jimmy and Volkan, and there are those top elite fighters, and like I said, Santos is the 3rd former title challenger in a row, and this is something, So we are all dangerous in this sport, and all dangerous especially in the top 15, But anyways, UFC is the best league in the world, and the best fighters are there, so everything can happen, and yeah.